this box, Uncanny X-Men Dice Masters tonight. Got it on sale. It's like $25, I believe. The store I go to get these is trying to get rid of the X-Men dice, and apparently they just have a ton of them left. So, putting that gravity feed here. Grab our first pack. Set the dice down. I don't even know who they are. We have Apocalypse. There's Apocalypse. Gets +5 defense on the turn he is fielded. So basically, field him. Attack. His highest attack is 6. So you want to get that be a 6-7, 6-12 attack of him right. Apocalypse. And we also have an Angel. Speaking of Apocalypse and Angel, I just saw X-Men Apocalypse today. Thought it was pretty good. Angel. He's an X-Men. And we're going to separate our piles into an X-Men, and then I'll subdivide later into, like, other groups. But there's a dice for those guys. Oh, I need to go get a special bag for the trash. Let me just dump those in there. That's trash, that's trash. Set that down there. Alright, so we got Apocalypse and Angel. They're in the bag. Next one. What are the rarities? Those are both commons. Let's see here. We have Magic. Which is knocked out, reroll her die. If you roll a character face, return Magic to the field. So she kind of blinks in and out if you roll right face. It's unaffiliated, it looks like, or have a symbol. And we have an uncommon Toad. I already have a rare version of him. Not crazy about the artwork on this particular Toad, but he does. He's active. Your opponent when your opponent commits a character to attack, choose one opposing character who must also attack. Toad blocks that character, cut his attack in half. And it's kind of weird that they just kind of go with this Hydra association. Hail Hydra, I guess. So, Apocalypse her. Trash. Another one. Oh, yeah, gotta get that. Dice go in the bag. That is trash. So I have Red Hulk, uncommon version of him. He's active. When opposing sidekick is knocked out, your opponent loses 1 life no matter how many Red Hulk dice you have fielded. Roll a burst. Your opponent loses 2 life if you roll a burst on that. It's unaffiliated as well. And a common Sabretooth. I have a couple of him from all their packs I've opened. But yeah, that's our Sabretooth. Beginning of your turn, spin each of your Sabretooth dice up 1 level. So they kind of level each other up. There's the dice right there. That's also trash. Throw that away. All right, so we have a Captain America and a Falcon. That's kind of cool that we have both of them in the same pack. The Falcon is just common, so no game text on him. And Avengers, so we'll start an Avengers pile, I guess. Or actually, I don't want all these piles over here. And Captain America, we got Follow Me. When fielded, the next character die you field this turn can be fielded for free. So you field him, and if you roll two, basically you get to put one out for free. That one's pretty cool. Big fan of Captain America. Probably gonna play him when I start actually playing the game. I've learned how to play the game. I'm gonna probably be a lot of Captain Americas. I have different versions, so one's from Civil War and one's from this. I got somebody in the chat room. Yep, Hail Hydra. How's it going, Tandagosa? Oh, shit, that's so bad. What is this? That's just garbage. Kind of digging this game. The X-Men version, apparently, I don't know if it's maybe not as good. It's just always been on sale wherever I buy them. All right, so we have a She-Hulk and a Sentinel. Okay, let me just dump the dice out of here. Throw those down. Sentinel. When Sentinel attacks, you can force one X-Men character to block it. So basically, it forces something to block, which is pretty good. Something you don't. If they only have one X-Men die out, you can basically knock it out. It's power and toughness 5/5, 6/6, and 8/8, depending on which face he's on. And we have a She-Hulk. If She-Hulk is blocked, spin her up one level. So she basically gets blocked and then becomes more powerful. Because the levels are right here. There's her energy. She generates one fist, two fists, or two fists, and has three character faces. And the character faces have higher. Basically, I'm just calling them power and toughness. It's essentially like magic. Yours on that one. Yep, yeah, he's in the Hydra pile. We're going to get some rare cards too. Don't know if we will, but. Alright, we have another Falcon and a Scarlet Witch. Looks like this is a regular version of Falcon, but he actually does have game text. Falcon. It says, when he attacks, your sidekicks can't be blocked. Makes your sidekicks unblockable. It's pretty cool. Scarlet Witch, they've got her on evil side this time. When fielded, Scarlet Witch deals 1 damage to each opposing X-Men character for each other villain character you have out. So if you have 2 villains, she does 2 damage. Scarlet Witch. And there is Falcon. And that's an unaffiliated Falcon as well. So, and she's an evil pile for now. Gotta grab all these guys. Gonna have a lot of dice out there tonight. We're gonna have about 180 dice in that bag. Anything else in there? Nope. Yep, 2 dice per pack. Set those down. Don't know who we have there. If this card actually wants to come out of the package. There we go. Oh yeah. I have my trash can to my left and the special bag for this X-Men stuff on to the right. So we have a Cable and we have an X-23. Oh, there's X-23. Can't block. But let me see what kind of she generates this energy. Can't block, but she's either a 5/2, a 6/2, or a 7/3. That's pretty powerful character die. Can't block, but you can attack with her at least. And we have Cable, Man of Action. When he is blocked, deal 1 damage to an opposing character. Has the global ability to pay 2 lightning bolts to deal 1 damage to target opposing character. And the character must block, also block if able. So those are both unaffiliated. Trying to keep the pile separate into Hydra, X-Men, Avengers, and just these unaffiliated. Ooh. So we have an uncommon Professor X and another X-23. So X-23 is pretty good and gives you more X-23 dice. Professor X is heroic, so when fielded, Professor X may pair up with a different hero until the start of your next turn. When Professor X is paired up, you gain one life when either him or the partner attack. Pair him up with somebody, you gain life when they attack. That's pretty good. Professor X, and again, X-23. Unaffiliated for her, and the X-Men for sure. Grab these guys and throw them in. Alright, next pack. We have a Vision and another Magic. The same magic we got earlier, same rarity. And this is a common Vision, so when he blocks, you may spin him up one level. He's more of a defensive character, but you can spin him up one level and then attack him on the next turn, make him more powerful. Vision. And again, there's Magic. She's in the unaffiliated group, and he's in the Avengers. Now you got another one to go. See what we got here. Ooh, looks like two of the same character, possibly. So we have an uncommon Marvel Girl and a common Marvel Girl. So Marvel Girl, the common version, when fielded, spin each opposing character down one level. She makes all of your opponent's characters weaker, except for I don't think sidekicks can be spun down though. Sidekicks are basically just like cheap minion kind of like creatures. And in the uncommon version, she has a heroic ability. So when fielded, Marvel Girl may pair up with a different hero until the end of turn. While she is paired up, when she or the partner attack, you may spin down one non-heroic character and gain one life. You have a non-heroic character that doesn't have the heroic game text. Spin it down, I believe. Yep, spin it down. That's cool. On occasion, you get two of the same character, which is pretty nice, and those are both X-Men cards, so we'll go into that pile. No idea who we have here. So we have a Mr. Sinister and a Pyro. There's Mr. Sinister. While he's active, if your opponent has no villains out, each of your characters gets two defense, extra two defense, which is extra, um, makes them be able to take more damage. And we have Pyro. When he's blocked, he deals one damage to your opponent. So you take a penalty for blocking him. But he doesn't take a lot of punishment damage. He has a 3-1, so he only can take one damage to be knocked out. You take two damage to be knocked out, or two damage, depending on which face you're attacking. By face, I mean these things right here. Both villains, those go into the villain pile. Alright, so we have a Cerebro and another Falcon. That's just the common Falcon, no game text. Pretty simple. Avengers. And we have Cerebro Mutant Hunter. This is actually a rare. You might not be able to see it here. Stripe is yellow indicating that the card is rare. So, when Cerebro's die on a card. It remains there until you or a card effect remove it. At the start of your turn, you may move Cerebro to your use pile to search your bag for a die and that card and roll it. So basically, it tutors for a card. If you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, tutoring is basically look through your deck to get something. It allows you to get a die out of your bag. Cerebro is unaffiliated, but it's mostly associated with the X-Men. Clean this up a little bit. Got those two dice. That's just all trash. So there was our first rare of the night, was Cerebro. Don't know if we'll get a super rare. Super rares, I believe, are like one in every maybe 2 boxes. We have a Juggernaut and a Psylocke. Excuse me. Our Psylocke card. And our Juggernaut. Juggernaut, if your opponent has no villains in the field, each Juggernaut die can block 1 additional die. So that's pretty cool. This is the uncommon version of him. And when this is Psylocke, when fielded, move 1 opposing character with cost 2 or less, including sidekicks, to the use pile. Basically, just something in their use pile and make it so it's not out. It's pretty good. He's X-Men. He's evil. He goes in that pile. All right, so we have an Iron Man. So it's not specifically all X-Men. It is Marvel in general, but we have an Iron Man. Iron Man takes 1 less damage from villains, and he has a star ability. Iron Man takes 2 less damage instead if you roll a die that has that burst symbol on it. And we also have an Emma Frost. So this is a common. If your opponent has no villains on the field, prevent all damage to Emma Frost from fighting characters, from energy that uses the fist. So Emma Frost there, and then we have Iron Man. And there. I like that Emma Frost's die is clear, and the clear acrylic. I'm not really sure if it's acrylic, but it's cool. Alright, we have a common Toad and a common Bishop. There's our Bishop. And there's Toad. Toad is active. Each opposing non-sidekick character must attack if it's a attack, and has a burst of opposing character takes 2 damage when they attack. Happen to have a burst die in like your pool, you can make it so when those characters attack, they take damage. And Bishop cannot be damaged by characters that use that have the lightning bolt symbol. Toad. See what we got. We have another Sabretooth. This is the uncommon. And another Professor X. Professor X. This is a different version of him. This is, I believe, common. When fielded, search your bag for up to 2 sidekick die and roll them. Global ability, so anybody can play this ability. Pay 1 mask energy to move up to 2 sidekick dice from your use pile rep area. Professor X. And the other Sabretooth, when he takes enough damage to knock him out while he is at level 2 or 3, spin him down 1 level and reduce the damage he has taken to 0. So basically, when he gets knocked out and he's at least level 2, he'll go to level 1. He's level 3. Stays on the field for a little bit longer. Sabretooth, Professor X. Let's do a bit of cleanup here. Excuse me. All right, let's grab another pack. Have another Psylocke and another Toad. So when fielded, you may pay 2 masks to knock out 1 character. Okay, that's pretty cool. If you have 2 masks, when you play her, you can knock out any character. That's pretty good. Yep, this is actually another rare, so might not be able to see it, but the yellow stripe right here indicates its rarity, yellow being rare. And a common Toad, the same Toad we had from last time. So a rare Psylocke and a common Toad. I'm really starting to like the Psylocke cards. Good. Grab another pack from the feed. And we have another Sabretooth, another Professor X. So, Tooth. Professor X, this is the one you can search for sidekicks. You can pay mask to move 2 sidekicks from use pile to prep. Use pile goes into your dice bag, prep area goes right back to reroll. So you can essentially take those sidekicks and just get them in your next roll, which is pretty cool. So Professor X can go there. We're looking for a card with a red stripe. Red stripes are super rare. I do not know if I'll get one, but we'll see. We have another double character of the same. Pyro. Yep. Alright, so we have 2 Pyros. Common and uncommon. Here's the uncommon. There's Pyro. We got one of him earlier. But Pyro, when he attacks, you can pay 2 lightning, deal 1 damage to each opponent for each lightning spent. Global ability. Anybody can pay a lightning to draw and roll 2 dice from your bag. Keep any lightning results rolled, turn the rest to the bag. And when he blocks, he deals 1 damage on that particular one. There's the common Pyro, as well as uncommon. Both. You have a rare magic and a common storm. So common storm, there is storm. And storm takes no damage from action dice and has a global ability to pay a mask. Change the target of an action die that targets a character die, the character die of your choice. So it's like a redirect essentially. X damage to something. In effect. And our rare magic is after magic damages an opponent, reroll her die until you roll a mask. Deal 1 damage to your opponent for each character face you rolled before rolling a mask. So essentially, it's kind of like in Pokemon cards where it says flip until you get something. Basically, roll until you get a mask. That's pretty cool. So Magic, she's unaffiliated. Storm is X-Men. We're going to do one more and then go to our cleanup step. Ooh, I think I know what die that is just based on looking at it. You won't be able to see it, though. And I was correct. That is a Black Panther. And we also have an Ant-Man. A rare Black Panther, I should say. So there's Black Panther. There's Ant-Man. No game text on him. But he only cost 2 to purchase that die from your pool. So Black Panther, if Black Panther does not attack, you may choose an opposing non-fist character. That character cannot block. And Ant-Man doesn't. I mean, Ant-Man does stuff. It's just that particular version. Black Panther and Ant-Man. Don't know if he needs any orange slices. He probably does. And those are both categorized as Avengers. So we'll put them there. We're going to clean these dice up. grab all this junk out of here. Alright, got another one ready to go. We have a Cable and another Captain America. Common Captain America, when he is fielded, move an opposing villain to the prep area. Captain America. And Cable. Cable is blocked, deals 1 damage, deal 2 lightning. Characters must block. And I love that the artwork is like based on aliens. He's carrying around Newt. Pretty cool there. Unaffiliated and Avengers. Avengers unaffiliated. Or did my Hydra stuff get mixed in with my okay, Hydra? Yeah, we gotta just sort these out really quick. There's all the Hydra, unaffiliated, unaffiliated. Right, we're good. Unaffiliated are now in a new pile. You guys see that before I did, but we have an uncommon Psylocke and a common Falcon. And this is the Psylocke. When fielded, choose 1 opposing sidekick or character with a purchase cost of 2 or less. If it is a level 1, knock it out, otherwise spin it down. Unaffiliated and Avengers. Alright, so we have another Cable. And another Sabretooth. Sabretooth, at the beginning of your turn, spin each of your Sabretooth dice up 1 level. And this is the same Cable. Does lightning, and it can't mix it, so deal 1 damage to target opposing character, and that character can't block. Unaffiliated and Hydra pile. Affiliated pile. That's weird. Am I getting... Oh, no, those are all Avengers. These are all X-Men. Alright, there we go. We have a Namor and another Psylocke. This is Psylocke when it's fielded, move one character to the use pile with fielding cost 2 or less. And we haven't got Namor yet, so this is Namor. When he blocks, you may cancel 1 active action effect. Move that action die to its owner's use pile if necessary. Psylocke, Namor. Okay, and that Psylocke actually has an X-Men affiliation. Some of them don't. So I think some of the cards represent characters that, join organizations and leave, or start off unaffiliated and then eventually join. I would imagine Wolverine is probably kind of like that too. At least as far as the comics go. Ooh, we have a Mystique. And another X-23. So Mystique gets +1 attack and 1 defense for each other villain in the field. Both players. So if you guys are playing, each player is playing a lot of villains, this Mystique gets even stronger, it looks like. And X-23 cannot block, but she's pretty powerful. Not too bad to have her out. Unaffiliated and evil. Alright, so we have another uncommon Sabretooth. This is the one that, when he gets knocked out, he spins down. Sabretooth. And Red Hulk. So this Red Hulk, you roll a burst. If Red Hulk is damaged in an attack phase but not knocked out, spin him up one level at the end of. Takes enough damage not to be knocked out. He gets stronger. Soshi and Hydra. Oop. Card slid out kind of prematurely. That's what she said. Let's see. So, Captain America, we have an uncommon. When field the next character you field this turn can be fielded for free. We pulled him out. Captain America. And a common name, or if you have at least two other characters fielded, he is unblockable. So, basically, three characters total. If you have him and two others, he's unblockable. Pretty good. That Namor is actually an X-Men association, and this Captain America, of course, is an Avengers association. But we have an Iceman and another Sabretooth. So this Iceman, I have not seen him yet. First time, each turn you field another character, Iceman gets 3 attack. So if you field a character you have him out, he gets stronger. And we have Common Sabretooth, he gets spun. These are the ones that get spun up. So Iceman. Sabretooth. Seen a lot of, but he's actually a pretty decent or villain, I suppose, because he does um, get stronger if you try to knock him out. All right, let's do some cleanup. Make sure I'm getting everything out of these bags. All right, those are all garbage. All right, next pack. We have another Apocalypse and a Vision. This is Vision. Vision takes no damage from mask characters. And Apocalypse gets 5 defense on the turn he is fielded. I think it's not permanent. I think that's like just a bonus. So he's an evil group and Avengers. We have a rare Professor X and a common She-Hulk. So She-Hulk, if She-Hulk goes blocked, spin her up 1 level. So she gets spun up if she gets blocked. And the rare Professor X. While Professor X is active, your sidekicks get +1/+1 attack on defense. No matter how many Professor X dice you have fielded. And has the global ability to pay a mask to move up to 2 psychic dice from your release pile to your prep area. First Professor X. Again. Hulk. X-Men. These piles are getting kind of out of hand. So we're going to. There. Alright. Next pack. We're doing pretty well in the rares. Not getting any super rares, but super rares are, of course, super rare. So probably won't get any. We have a Quicksilver and a Toad. A common Toad, an uncommon Quicksilver. Toad. And then we have Quicksilver. know if that's focusing, but okay. So Quicksilver, when Quicksilver is fielded or knocked out, deal 2 damage to each X-Men character, and he's actually in the evil association for this, as far as this game goes. And when his toad is active, each opposing non-psychic character must attack, and burst symbol opposing characters take 2 damage when they attack. And Quicksilver and we have here we have a rare Apocalypse and a common Emma Frost. So this is the Emma Frost. Opponent If your opponent has no villains in the field, prevent all damage to her from fist characters. And the rare Apocalypse has a burst symbol, so after Apocalypse is knocked out, return him to the field and spin him down 1 level. I guess to a maximum of a level 1. Whatever he was. If he was a level 1, I don't think he can be spun down, so I'm not really sure if that's a possible play or not. Or if you have him at level 1 and he gets knocked out, he just comes back at level 1, I guess. So a rare and a common. Alright, we have a common Storm and an uncommon Pyro. So this is Pyro, he deals 1 damage when he gets blocked. And Storm takes no damage from action dice, and you can pay Mask to redirect. We've already seen her. Storm, Pyro. Pyro, Storm. Let's do some. Bag's getting kind of full. Don't really know how many decks are in there yet. Sort all these out so we don't lose and throw away any cards by accident. I don't think that's going to happen, but alright, we're good. Alright, so we have an uncommon She-Hulk and a common Spider-Man. So here's our first Spider-Man. When Spider-Man attacks, choose one opposing character that character cannot block. Spidey. Spider-Man. And the uncommon She-Hulk, she can only be blocked by 2 or more characters. So in Magic's Gathering, the keyword would be menace. So if you're attacking with She-Hulk and they only have 1 character, she would be unblockable. Cool. I might roll her into my rotation. All right. So this She-Hulk is actually unassociated, and so is Spider-Man. We've yet to see a Wolverine. I don't know if Wolverine is rare or super rare or what, but we have a Marvel Girl common and a common Apocalypse. This is the one that gets 5 defense when he gets fielded. There's Apocalypse, and her Marvel Girl seen as well, and Hydra Association. Even though they're not really in Hydra, I think Hydra just designates villains as far as this game goes. Alright, so we have a rare Toad and a common Mystique. This is the Mystique that gets +1/+1 for each die in your prep area. Mystique. And the rare toad, when he's active, your opponent ends his main step. Choose one opposing character who must attack this turn, and burst characters take 2 damage. That's a rare toad. Common Mystique. Yeah, I believe that's the toad symbol on that die. Can't really tell what it. And there's Mystique's die. Character face, anyway. Okay, we have an uncommon Kitty Pryde and a common Iron Man. So Kitty Pryde is uncommon. Kitty Pryde is blocked. You may pay a mask to move one character blocking her out of the attack zone. It remains in the field, and she remains blocked. But they get moved out of the attack zone, okay? And there's Iron Man, so Kitty Pryde. And there's our Iron Man. And an X-Men Association for and the Avengers, of course, for Iron Man. We have a Sentinel and another Ant-Man, just a common Ant-Man with no game text. No, Ant-Man goes from a 2-1 to a 3-1 to a 5-2, and he only costs 2 to purchase a die. Purchases prices right. Here's Ant-Man, and here's Sentinel. When it attacks, you can force one X-Men character to block it. Evil and Avengers. All right, we have like an uncommon Juggernaut and a common Captain America. This is the Juggernaut. If your opponent has no villains in the field, each Juggernaut die can block one additional opposing die. There's our Juggernaut. This Captain America, when fielded, move an opposing villain to the prep area. There's our Cap. Captain America. There's. Gonna do one more, and then we're gonna clean all that up. Like we have an uncommon Psylocke, a common Mr. Sinister. So Psylocke, when fielded, choose one opposing sidekick or character with a purchase cost 2 or less. If it's at level 1, knock it out. Otherwise, spin it down. So he knocks out level 1s and spins down level 3 and 2. So there's her. Mr. Sinister, when Mr. Sinister is active, if your opponent has no villains out, each of your characters gets +2 defense. That's evil, and actually is an unassociated Psylocke. Alright, let's grab all these. Down there. Alright. And dice go into the dice bag. Or the Ziploc bag, but it's essentially a dice bag, at least for now. Next pack. We have a rare Mystique, okay, and a common Scarlet Witch. So here's Scarlet Witch. When fielded, she deals 1 damage to each opposing X-Men character for each other villain you have on the field. So she goes really well in just a villain building completely with villains. Be good to have because she does 1 damage per villain out. Let's see. 1 damage to each X-Men character for each other villain you have in the field. And the rare Mystique, when Mystique attacks, she gains the attack value and all assigning and attacking abilities of one opposing character. So this is essentially Mystique when she can actually like shapeshift. Shapeshifts into like the form of. Does it focus on her or not? I don't know. No. Basically, is a shapeshifting Mystique. All right, so let's see what we got here. We have a rare Iron Man and a common Mister Sinister. So this is your villains. Is it villains? If he's active, your opponent has no villains in the field. Each of your characters gets +2 defense. So if they have no villains out, your characters become stronger. Mister Sinister and our rare Iron Man. He has a heroic ability. So when he's fielded, Iron Man may pair up with a different hero or a different heroic character until the start of your next turn. When he's paired up, prevent the first 2 damage dealt to Iron Man and his partner. Basically, they negate 2 damage, essentially. So you pair him up with someone else, and they would each take 2 less damage, at least that initial turn. I don't think they pair up after that. But yeah, that's an Avenger and a Hydra. There's our dice. We have uncommon Professor X and a common Black Panther. So this Black Panther can only attack if your opponent has a character out. Opponents have no characters, he won't be able to attack. So there's Black Panther. And this uncommon for Professor X has heroic. When he's paired up, he may pair up with a different hero. You're paired up, you gain 1 life when either of them attack. So, uncommon Professor X and a common Black Panther. And maybe in a future stream, I'll actually show you guys how this game actually plays, or explain it some kind of way. So that's that. We have Marvel Girl and Vision. When Vision blocks me, I spin him up. Vision. And we have Marvel Girl. When fielded, spin each opponent character down 1, if possible. So you're not going to be able to spin down sidekicks, and you're not going to be able to spin down level 1 characters. Avengers there. What? 3 dice. Okay, something's up with this. Or unless it's just a repack here. Okay, so here's our... Maybe this is... maybe Wolverine does get 2. I don't know. Okay, so we got a Wolverine. So there's our Wolverine. It's Wolverine. It's heroic. When fielded, Wolverine may pair up with a different heroic character until the start of your next turn. Paired up, prevent all damage to him and his partner from either fist or shield characters. But the weird thing is we got 2 Wolverine dice. Make sure he sees these faces. That has a burst. Is this okay? That's his character side. Yeah, I'm not complaining that I got an extra Wolverine, so that's all good here. Base dice. Let me see. 2, 6, 3, 6, 8, 4. To say. Hey, yeah, that's weird. I'm actually gonna set those aside because that is strange. I got 2 of them. And this Wolverine is actually unassociated, so it's not. I was saying earlier, this Wolverine is like on its own. Doesn't have an X-Men symbol up. And this is the Emma Frost. If your opponent has no villains in the field, prevent all damage from fist characters. So Emma Frost and Wolverine. I'm going to set that Wolverine aside. It's a like an uncommon. Just weird that I got 2 dice out of that pack. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know if that's just a mistake or if Wolverine, for some reason, if you get a Wolverine, you get two of them. All right, so we have a common Cerebro and a common Red Hulk. So this Cerebro, place it on an X-Men's card, maintain until a card effect removes it. When you deal the die from that card, knock out an opposing die. So you put it on a card, you buy that die, steal it, and then it knocks out something. And this Red Hulk has a burst energy. If Red Hulk is damaged in an attack phase or not knocked out, spin him up. Red Hulk. Associated, and this Cerebro is actually unassociated too. So, it's mostly often associated with the X-Men. Let's clean up what we got. So these can all go together. That is something else entirely. Alright, let's move on to the rest of this box. Alright, we have an uncommon Pyro, looks like, and another X-23. So there's X-23, she can't block. And this is a Pyro. When he attacks, you can pay 2 lightning bolts to deal 1 damage to your opponent. Each of those spent, and global ability. Somebody can pay 1, draw and roll 2 dice from your bag, keep any lightning results rolled, turn the rest to them. So I suppose you can pay a global, pay a lightning, roll 2 dice, hope to get 2 more lightning, and then when you attack, you'll be able to have those out there to trigger his ability. That'll be the next one. Alright, so we have a uncommon magic. When magic blocks, draw a die from your bag. If it is not a sidekick, remove magic and the attacker from the attack zone. They remain in the field. Return the die to the bag. So she essentially blinks both herself and an attacking character, looks like. And our Black Panther can only attack if your opponent has a character out. Panther. That's Avengers. That's X-Men. I know what one of these is already, I believe. Let's see if we're right. There's Professor X. That's the uncommon. You gain 1 life when he's paired up. Already seen him already. And it's a common Mystique. 1 attack, 1 defense for each die in the prep area. Mystique. Professor X. Put it down. We have an uncommon She-Hulk. A common Storm. This is a storm that does the damage redirection. And this is the She-Hulk that can only be blocked, that basically has Menace from Magic the Gathering. So she can only be blocked by 2 or more characters. Unassociated with her, and this is the Oh, it's already popping out. I already can see. One of them is a common vision. The other is a common sentinel. Sentinel's attacks, you can force an X-Men to block it. And vision takes no damage from mask characters. Vision. There's our sentinel. So we have actually I believe that's an uncommon Black Panther, common Cable. This is the Cable we've seen earlier. Pay two, pay 2 lightning to deal 1 damage to target opposing character, and then it makes it so that character must block if possible when it attacks. And Black Panther, the uncommon, gets +2 attack when attacking by himself. He's out by if he just attacks on his own. I think it still doesn't count fielded characters, so you have 2 other characters fielded and him, and you attack with just him, he still gets that bonus, I believe. So he gets 2 attacks, so either get 6, 7, or 10 attack, depending on which face you have the die on. That's pretty nasty. Have him do 10 damage to something. Your opponent's pretty much going to take half the. If you play with 20 health, you're going to take half of that, or your character is probably going to just get annihilated. All right, we have a uncommon Mystique, looks like, and a common Storm. That's the Storm with the redirect. And the Mystique that gets +1 and +1 attack for each other villain that's fielded. There goes Storm. See what other characters get out of here. Can't really tell. There's an uncommon Toad, and a common Bishop. Bishop cannot be damaged by characters that have lightning or are lightning characters. Like he is a shield character. Lightning characters can't damage him. This is the uncommon Toad. When he's active, your opponent commits a character to attack. Choose one character who must also attack. If that character gets blocked by Toad, their attack is cut in half. Kind of like a defensive play. You can cut their attack and then maybe have Toad knock him out, because Toad is either a 2-1, a 3-2, or a 4, depending on what face is sighted or fielded. Cards are kind of getting out of control again. I'm gonna split that. The villain deck is just getting a little bit too big. There we go. Because usually the villains are just one group. The heroes are either X-Men, Unassociated, or Avengers. Alright, we got 2 dice out. Have a rare Sabretooth and a common Red Hulk. So here's our rare Sabretooth. Common Red Hulk. Red Hulk, he's damaged by attack but not knocked out. He gets spun up. The rare Sabretooth has heroic, so when he's fielded, you may pair him with a different heroic character until the start of your next turn. While he's paired up, spin him and his partner to level 3 at the end of your turn. That's actually pretty nice. Pair him up with another heroic character, they both get to become level 3 if they weren't already rolled as that. That's really nice. There's Sabretooth in that pile. Red Hulk. Alright, so we have another Red Hulk and a Magic. That's the same Red Hulk we just got. It spins up if he doesn't get knocked out. And Magic, when she's knocked out, re-roll her die. If you roll a character face, return it to the field. Associated and unassociated. Alright, another Cerebro and another Spider-Man. So here's an uncommon Cerebro. Let's see. Place it on a character's card. Your opponent's dice, that card. Your opponent's dice from that card cost a minimum of 2 energy to field. This can't be reduced. What? Okay, place Cerebro on a character card. Remains here until something removes it. Your opponent's dice from that card cost a minimum of 2 energy to field. This can't be reduced. There it is. That particular Cerebro. We also got Spider-Man. When Spider-Man attacks, choose one opposing character, and it can't block. So that's an unassociated. Move to the cleanup. Alright, we're going to get all this cleaned up in just a second. And then we'll move back into opening the rest of the gravity feed. I think we're about done. Or close to it. Alright. Almost knocked that pile over. The Avengers pile just got knocked over too. The X-Men pile is starting to collapse as well, so it's got to... Alright guys, stay together, stay together. Alright, who do we have here? No! We have Cyclops and Vision. So uncommon Cyclops, when he's active, whenever one of your lightning characters deals damage, increase it by 1. Cyclops. Next one up is Vision. Gets spun up when he blocks. Yep, got him. Cyclops. Okay, yeah, that must have been a goof up because I just got another Wolverine, the same one, and it was only 1 die. I'll take the extra die. It's all good. Wolverine and Psylocke. So Wolverine, anti-hero. When he's fielded, they pair him with a different heroic character. When they're paired up, prevent all damage to him from fist and shield dice. I got 3 Wolverine dice now. I should only have 2, but I got 3. Oh, good. And Psylocke, when fielded, move one opposing character with a cost of 2 or less, including sidekicks, to the use pile. If the opponent's got a lot of sidekicks out, that's a good way to clear them out. X-Men sidekick. Associate. First one of these that we got, and Professor X. So we have a Magneto. When Magneto is active, if your opponent has no villains in the field, he takes 2 damage. 2 damage each time he draws 1 or more dice from his bag. So the opponent takes damage when they draw dice if they have no villains out when Magneto is present. There's Magneto. This is the uncommon. Actually focus on there. Magneto. Professor X, when he's fielded, you may search your back for up to 2 sidekick dice and roll them. You can also pay mask energy globally. Either player can do it. Move up to 2 sidekick dice from your use pile to the prep area. There's that. Again, there's that Magneto. That Magneto is very expensive to field. 7. But he's a 4/4, a 5/7, or a 6/8, depending on which face he's on. Professor X can go right there. I can only tell which one of these are just by the die. But we have an uncommon Storm and another common Captain America. So a villain goes to the prep area when this is fielded. Captain America. And the uncommon Storm is heroic. So When fielded, Storm may pair up with a different heroic character. While they're paired up, she and the partner can't be targeted by action dice. I believe the regular Storm can't be targeted by action dice, but now you can use its heroic ability to have it so two people can't be targeted by the action dice. That's an X-Men association, an Avengers association. Excuse me. All right. Okay, we have an uncommon apocalypse, a common vision. This is the vision that spins up. And the uncommon apocalypse, when your opponent has no villains in the field, prevent all damage to apocalypse. So your opponents need to have villains out to not get totally screwed over by this apocalypse. It takes no damage, essentially. Prevent all damage to him if they have no villains. That's an uncommon version. And we have a common version of Vision. We have looks like an uncommon Falcon, and the common, that is. So Falcon, when Falcon attacks, their sidekicks can't be blocked. Falcon. We also have another Iron Man. Iron Man takes one less damage from villains, and he has a burst. So if you roll a die that has a burst on it, Iron Man takes 2 less damage instead. Global ability. Any player can play a shield energy to target character gains via villain affiliation. So you can turn something into a villain. Let's say they have that apocalypse out, and you have this. You can turn a card into a villain to have apocalypse's thing and not trigger. Not gonna focus. That's an Avengers Iron Man and an unassociated Falcon. We have a common Toad, a common Scarlet Witch. So when fielded, Scarlet Witch deals 1 damage to each opposing X-Men character for each other villain you have. Yep. There's our Scarlet Witch. And the Toad, when he's active, each opposing non-sidekick character must attack, if they can. And burst opposing characters take 2 damage when they attack if you have a burst die in your. I believe I can tell just by looking at those dice, which is are. I believe that is a Scarlet Witch, possibly, and a She-Hulk. We'll see. Nope, that's a Falcon, actually. Okay, yeah, it was just the symbol for their symbol is kind of similar. And it is a She-Hulk, so I was right on that part. Common She-Hulk. She-Hulk is blocked, spin her up 1 level. And this happens to be 4 damages assigned. So spins up, assigns more damage possibly. And the common Falcon, no game text on him. It's the common Falcon. Both in the Avengers. Put those there. Let's clean this up. Yeah, so I got 2 of those Wolverines. I'm thinking that was a factory mistake that I got 2 of the Wolverine die in that one pack. Because next time I got Wolverine, I just got 1 die. Alright, let's move all the dice out of here. To the bag. We have another She-Hulk, a rare She-Hulk, and a common Black Panther. So, rare She-Hulk right there. Common Black Panther. Anyway, so She-Hulk is heroic. When fielded, she may pair up with a different heroic character. While she's paired up, gain 2 life each time she and or the partner is blocked. So basically, you're going to do a bunch of damage when you attack with these two characters. And if your opponent wants to block them, you're going to gain essentially 4 life if you attack with 2. So, rare She-Hulk that's unassociated. And common Black Panther can only attack if your opponent has a character out. We've already seen that one. And that one's pretty good too. And that's Avengers Association. We have a rare Captain America and another common Ant-Man. Ant-Man can't get a break. Got no game text, but pretty cool though. Ant-Man. Rare Captain America. So Captain America, this Captain America. Well, the cards will look the same. The rare ones will just do more stuff. Heroic, when he's fielded, you can pair him up with a different heroic character at the start of your next turn. While he is paired up, he and the partner also gain +4 attack, +4 defense. So Captain America, if he's at 5, if he's 4, 4, 3, 3, either be a 7, 7, a 9, 8, or a 9, 9, 9, depending which one you go with. So that's a pretty awesome Captain America. Definitely gonna probably rotate that into my build. Kind of leaning toward like an Avengers Captain America build anyway. That one's pretty good. Pretty good amount of rares, but no super rares yet. Super rares, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be getting one because they are about one in every like box or 2 boxes. There's an uncommon Bishop and a common She-Hulk. So Bishop gets +2 attack when engaged with a lightning character. Bishop. Here's our She-Hulk. If she's blocked, she gets spun up. That's Avengers, and this Bishop is unassociated, actually. The reason I'm opening Uncanny X-Men is because the Uncanny X-Men box was on sale. I got it for like $22, 24 with tax. Other ones were like 60 or 70, so just going with the cheaper box. I've opened a few packs of Civil War and a few packs of Spider-Man. Hopefully the place where I get them will put those on sale soon, or at least the Spider-Man one, because that one's been out. It's like October, maybe November. But yeah, we're just opening X-Men because it was the cheapest, and I'm just kind of starting out, so I kind of wanted to get a start of the collection anyway. There's those dice. Let's see who we have here. We have an Uncommon Storm, Common Cerebro. This is a Storm. Yeah, basically partner can't be targeted. Action dice. It's paired up. Cerebro. When you feel the die from that card, knock out an opposing die. We've pulled that one. Cerebro. That's unassociated, and that's X-Men. Where did I move the unassociated pile to? Getting a little bit big, so it's kind of starting to collapse. Alright, got 2 dice out. We have a rare Red Hulk. A looks like a common Cable. Deal 1 damage to an opposing character. Pay 2. Deal 1 damage to target opposing character. That character must block if possible. Cable. I love the artwork on that Cable. Our rare Red Hulk is heroic, so when he's fielded, he may pair up with a different heroic character. While they're paired up, he and his partner get 3 attack, or +3 attack. That's actually, ooh, that's weird. That's the first time I've seen that one in the Avengers. affiliation. I also got this today. I don't know if either of you saw this, but I got one pack that had a Wolverine. I don't know if it's a factory, things at factory. This is the Wolverine I got. Maybe you guys can tell me more about this. So this is the Wolverine, and it came, instead of one Wolverine die, it was two Wolverine die. And then I got another Wolverine right here, this one, and it just came with one. I don't know if that's a common practice, but maybe you guys would know more about that. Yeah, the art on Cable is great. I just love the aliens reference. But yeah, that's some kind of weirdness going on with that Wolverine. I'm not complaining. I got an extra die out of it, so we're good there. I think I know who. I think that's an X-23. Not really sure. All right, an uncommon X-23 because I have X-23. I have like 3 or 4 of them. This is the first one I've had. That the other one is unblockable. This is a different one. So there's X-23 and Namor. Submariner, Namor, or whatever people want to call him. Joke. I think the joke is people pretend to like Aquaman. Nobody pretends to like Submariner. He gets a bad rap, but when this X-23 attacks, you can choose Fist or Lightning. That character must block her if possible. And doesn't have a lot of toughness, but she has a high attack. 5'2", 5'2", 6'2", 7'3". Yeah, that one had two, and then the second Wolverine only had one. So I'm assuming it was just like a misfill at the warehouse or something like that. All right, so we have uncommon Wolverine and a Cable. Yep, so Wolverine, we got another Wolverine. Same one I pulled earlier, so here's that one. Might be a different rarity, but essentially same die, and just one. So I think that was just a screw up. But this one, it's heroic. Prevent all damage to him from shield and fist characters. And another Cable, same one as the global stuff. Again, artwork is awesome on him. That's an unassociated Cable. We're down to, geez, there's still a ton. Okay, this is actually pretty fun. How long have I been playing? I haven't really actually played yet. I've watched videos on how to play it, and I have a Civil War starter set, and I've bought maybe like 20 total packs aside from this box. We have a Captain America in that, and a Scarlet Witch. I think I think I've gotten the basics down. I'm gonna probably start playing it pretty soon. Like maybe there's people that I work with that are gonna be interested in learning how to play too. So here's our Scarlet Witch, and it does damage based on one damage to each X-Men for each villain you have. Our Scarlet Witch right there. And our other Captain America, Spec Ops. When you field it, you can put a villain in the prep area. And we're going to do our cleanup here. Put all these into the bag. Starter character, cool. Yeah, it was just cool that I got two of the die in that one. So essentially, it was the pack that had Wolverine that had the double was Wolverine, the 2 dice from him, and Emma Frost, and the die from her. Yeah, I remember hearing about it on a couple podcasts back a couple years ago. Didn't really get into it right away, but since I saw these on sale, I like these X-Men packs are usually, I think packs roughly retail for about $1. These X-Men packs, since the store was trying to get rid of them, are 25 cents a piece. They have Spider-Man packs on sale too, but those are still like 70 cents. And then Civil Wars are like $1. That's another Black Panther. I can't tell who else we got. Oh, okay. Hopper. Maybe you guys can help me out here. I have. Is this copper or I can't tell what rarity that is. Is that a super rare or is it just? I have no idea. Looks like copperish. But that's a common Black Panther. And this is an Iron Man, so cancel all damage the villains deal to Iron Man. As a burst, double Iron Man's attack value while he's engaged with a villain. Global pay a shield. Target character gains the villain affiliation. That Iron Man. Well, yeah, I do like that you can just kind of like combine the sets. I haven't done any of the D&D or Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh anyway. I probably won't be doing that. And I heard there's like different rules, and those sets are kind of harder to mix with like Marvel or DC sets. But a super rare Iron Man would rather have it be a Captain America, but there's that Black Panther again. So super rare Iron Man and Black Panther is in this pool. Set the super rares aside. Red Stripe, yeah, it's just kind of weird. Sometimes the color isn't exactly like right. You know, like it'll be either like light green, but it's a different shade sometimes. All right, so we have those two. We have a Hellfire Club Magneto. That's an uncommon and a common Spider-Man. This is the same Spider-Man I got earlier. When he attacks, that character cannot block, so that's a pretty good Spider-Man. And he's active if your opponent has no villains. Takes 2 damage each time he draws a die. Again, the Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, I knew nothing about the game until maybe a few weeks ago when I started just. It was funny, I was at the store, I had like 50 cents left over from making a purchase, and I was like, oh, those X Men packs are a quarter, I'll buy one. Just for the hell of it, and it looks like I'm hooked. So, there's that. But I put that card there. That's an Avenger. That's unassociated. That's or villain. But I'm gonna probably start playing it here pretty soon. Maybe doing some, hopefully streaming it. Maybe if I learn how to play the game. I think I've got the basics though. So there's those two cards. We have finally an Ant-Man that actually does something, and we have a Sentinel. So here's our Ant-Man. Ant-Man gets +2 defense while attacking. Global, you can pay a fist to switch the attack and defense values of one of your characters. The other Sentinel, when Sentinel attacks, you can force one X-Men character to block it. Yeah, because I remember, I think it was Brian and Steven were playing it last year's and attacking, and it looked interesting, but I didn't really feel like learning a new game at that point. Okay, what's his name? Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Yu-Gi-Oh. When I used to watch Pokemon on TV, Yu-Gi-Oh was usually on like right before or right after it, so I would kind of just leave it on. But I never really paid attention to it. I know it's a card game, and that's about it. And you summon monsters. And I've played the PC game of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is like 12 years ago, and you're essentially like laying out monsters and things like that. But ooh, rare Emma Frost and a common Falcon. So here's our Emma Frost. When she's active, opposing Fist characters get -1 attack, no matter how many Emma Frosts are out. It's the rare version of her and a common Falcon. Or Emma Frost and our Falcon. Our Avengers pile. There. There. Starting to bleed together. Oh my gosh. This thing seems to go on forever. Alright. We're going to do a cleanup step. I'm definitely going to say I got my $24 worth of value out of this. Just based on how many packs I'm opening. And Building up, looks like it could be a pretty good roster of characters. I said I probably won't buy another box of X-Men, but if they put Spider-Man on sale for about the same price, I probably will buy a box of that. I've only bought one or two packs of Spider-Man, maybe a handful of Civil War, and maybe like 10 or 20 X-Men packs just because you were a quarter, excluding, of course, this box, which I picked up yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate Yu. Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate Yu-Gi-Oh either. It's just I don't really know much about it. And those dice just went to the ground. But that is an X23 uncommon and a common Cerebro. I'm gonna grab those dice off the floor quickly. All right. Well, I can't seem to find the one that I just get up. The Cerebro, it'll turn up, but there's our X23. Uncommon, and choose a fist or lightning character. That character must block. Unassociated. And the Cerebro, put it on an X-Men die, remains there until it removes it. When you feel the die from that card, and knock out an opposing die. That's unassociated too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how are super rares one per box, one per two. I've heard there are one in every case, which is essentially two of these boxes. And if I want to buy like two feeds of this, I can go to that store and they still have the sealed cases as well. Who's that? We have an uncommon Red Hulk and a common Apocalypse. Hulk knocks out a sidekick. Your opponent loses 2 additional life. If you rolled, I think if you roll a burst energy, it looks like. And Apocalypse gets 5 defense when he gets played, fielded. Apocalypse. Hulk. Cool. Got 2 boxes of each. I'm into Magic too, so I usually buy boxes of Magic as well. So don't know if I'm going to be buying Dice Masters boxes right when they come out. I'll probably buy them once they go on sale, and I'll buy like a few, maybe like a handful of packs, because the packs I think are fairly affordable. So we have an uncommon Sentinel, or a common Professor X. So when fielded, this is a Sentinel right here. Wants to focus. When fielded, if your opponent has no villains, knock out all opposing X-Men characters. What? When fielded, if your opponent has no villains, knock out all opposing X-Men characters. Your opponent takes 1 damage for each character knocked out. Global pay 1. 1 X-Men character must block this turn is able. Holy shit. That's actually really, really good. If your opponents are just playing all heroes, you're like, boom, all your X-Men are done. That's pretty cool. And Professor X, when fielded, search your back for up to 2 sidekicks. Global, you can move 2 sidekicks from prep, or from your use pile to prep. Not the other way around, but there's that Professor X and that Sentinel. That Sentinel could be really cool, except it's like it is a 7 cost fielding. 7 to buy, not 7 to field, but 7 to buy the die. Alright, uncommon Mr. Sinister and common Bishop. Bishop cannot be damaged by bolt characters. And Mr. Sinister, when he's active, whenever a villain is knocked out, either players deal 1 damage to your opponent. Global, pay 2 lightning, or 2 bolts. Each player chooses one of his characters to take 3 damage. So obviously you're going to want to choose to take damage on characters that can withstand 3 damage, of course. But pretty cool, Mr. Sinister, and there's our Bishop. That's an X-Men version of him. We have an uncommon Kitty Pryde and a common Mystique. So Kitty Pryde is blocked. You may pay a mask to move one character blocking her out of the attack zone. It remains in the field. Kitty Pryde remains blocked still. So there's our Kitty Pryde. Avengers vs. X-Men had a different rarity, so it was to a case, but each case was also only 100 packs. Cool. And there's our Mystique. This is the common, so it gets one attack, one defense for each die in your prep area. So if you have ways to get dice into your prep area, or you just have stuff get knocked out, that could become pretty powerful. It's going to go there. Kitty Pryde will go in X-Men. Throw goes in the bag. Clear all this out. I can tell just by looking at that we have an Emma Frost in this pack. So we have an uncommon Quicksilver and a common Emma Frost. Really like I said earlier, really like the Emma Frost die, how it's clear, or translucent anyway. When he's fielded, this is Quicksilver. Deal 2 damage to each X-Men character in play, including your own. And our Emma Frost, if your opponent has no villains in the field, prevent all damage to her from fist characters. Emma Frost, and that's also a villainous card, so put him there. And we have another Emma Frost. So, wow. Can't tell is that a red? So it'd be the same color. I'll let you guys be the judge of this. So we have a common Namor. If you have at least 2 other characters fielded, Namor cannot be blocked. And this Emma Frost. So whenever Emma Frost is damaged by a fist character, redirect the first 1 damage from her to your opponent. And I'm thinking it looks like another super rare. Maybe you guys can tell. It looks reddish to me. Maybe not. And there is Emma Frost. So hopefully that's a super rare. Yeah, hard to read, especially like let me see. Yeah, it's very hard to read on this particular table because this is just a weird, like really thick panel. I think it was like maybe a door at some point. I don't really know. But yeah, if you play it on a white surface, it's going to be hard to read. Oh, cool. So 2 super rares. I'm definitely happy with that. Vision and Cerebro. I knew that just by looking at the dice. So here's a rare Vision and a common Cerebro. Rare Vision, if an attacking mask or fist character deals damage to Vision, Vision deals an equal amount of damage to that attacker, in addition to the normal blocking damage. So there's Vision. And the common Cerebro, this is the one that knocks out stuff when stuff gets fielded. We have an unassociated and an Avenger. That Avengers pile is starting to lean, starting to fall over. And I'm going to go through each of these piles again before we end the stream and just read off again who we had, what rarities. Probably won't bother reading the descriptions again, though. 2 of the same character. This Marvel Girl, probably, I think. Just by looking at the dies. A rare Marvel Girl and then a common. So when fielded, you may pay lightning to spin 1 character down a level and spin her up. So there's the rare. And the common. Okay, so two. Those are the only two super rares. Cool. When fielded, spin each opposing character down one level, if possible. There's her. Yeah, common and rare. Both X-Men. We have an uncommon Sentinel and a common Ant-Man. So here's Ant-Man. No game text on him. And Sentinel, when fielded, opponent has no villains in the field. Knock out all opposing X-Men. We've already seen him. That one is pretty cool. You know, stay there, please. Feel like Ant-Man is just gonna Avengers pile. Let me actually split that. We have an uncommon Sabretooth and a common Magic. It takes enough damage to knock Sabretooth out. If he is a level 2, he goes to level 2 or level 3, spin him down one level and reduce the damage he has taken to 0. There's our Sabretooth. Already seen him. And Magic, when Magic is knocked out, re-roll her die. If you roll a character face, return it to the field. That's actually not too bad. Unassociated and villain. Alright, so final pack. Last one. Hopefully we get something good. And we have, in this final pack, we have a common Pyro and a common Namor. Pyro, when he's blocked, he deals 1 damage to your opponent. And Namor, if you have at least 2 other characters fielded, he cannot be blocked. And that's Hydra. Alright, so that is all of the dice and all of the cards. And I'm just going to re-go through these, and we're going to list off which cards we got again. And I've got them all organized, or at least I hope they're organized, into piles for each one. Alright, dice cleanup. Leave those out, and I'm going to leave the Wolverines out too. So we're going to do this villain pile first. I think this is all my villains. Or... Okay, so it's going to read off what we have. We have common Pyro, uncommon Sabretooth, common Pyro, common Emma Frost, common Apocalypse, uncommon Quicksilver, common Toad, common Apocalypse, common Sabretooth, uncommon Sabretooth. I think that's an uncommon Mystique. Maybe it's a common, can't tell. Uncommon Quicksilver, uncommon Sentinel, common Emma Frost, common Mystique, uncommon Magneto, uncommon Mr. Sinister, common Apocalypse, common Sentinel, rare, I'm going to do all my rare separately, rare Sabretooth, uncommon Magneto, common Scarlet Witch, common Toad, common Scarlet Witch, uncommon not Magneto, uncommon Apocalypse, common Apocalypse, uncommon Sentinel, uncommon Toad, common Mystique, common Sabretooth, common Apocalypse, uncommon Pyro, common Sabretooth, common Sentinel, common Mystique, uncommon Pyro, common Emma Frost, common Mr. Sinister, common Scarlet Witch, rare Mystique, common Mr. Sinister, uncommon Juggernaut, common Sentinel, common Mystique, rare Toad, uncommon Sabretooth, common Toad, pile stay together, common Emma Frost, uncommon Juggernaut, common Mr. Sinister, common Pyro, common Scarlet Witch, common Sabretooth, common Sentinel, and common Toad. So for our villains, we have, in our villains rare, we have Rare Toad, Rare Mystique, Rare Sabertooth. Let's move into the other pile here. We have piles of Avengers. We have Common Ant-Man, Rare Vision, Common Falcon, Uncommon Ant-Man, Common Black Panther, Common Captain America, Rare Red Hulk, Common She-Hulk, Common Ant-Man, Rare Captain America, Common Black Panther, Common Falcon, Common She-Hulk, Common Iron Man, Common Vision, Common Captain America, Common Vision, Common Vision, Common Black Panther, Common Vision, Common Black Panther, Rare Iron Man, Captain America, or Common Captain America, Common Ant-Man. Next pile for the Avengers, we have Common Iron Man, Common She-Hulk, Common Vision. Actually, that's uncommon. Uncommon Vision, Uncommon Captain America, Uncommon Namor, Common Falcon, Common Captain America, Rare Black Panther, Common Ant-Man, Common Iron Man, Common Hawk, or Falcon, don't I call him Hawk? That's a bird, so we're close. Common Vision, Common She-Hulk, Common Captain America, Common Falcon. Alright, our X-Men. And we'll put, let's see. Alright, and the whole pile of cards just fell. So, let me just grab all those really quick. Okay, stay. Okay, so we have a common Professor X, rare Professor X, common Storm, uncommon Iceman, common Professor X, common Psylocke, common Namor, common Marvel Girl, common Bishop, common Psylocke, uncommon Marvel Girl, common Angel, common Professor X, common Marvel Girl, rare Marvel Girl, common Namor, uncommon Kitty Pryde, common Bishop, common Professor X, rare Emma Frost, an X-Men version of her. Let's see, common Namor, uncommon Storm, common Professor X, common Psylocke, common Cyclops. That's kind of interesting. I only got like one or two Cyclopses. Actually pulled more Cyclopses from just buying single packs. Common Bishop, common Storm, common Professor X, common Magic, common Marvel Girl, common Professor X, and common Kitty Pryde. And we have these Wolverines. These are all this uncommon Wolverine. And moving into our unassociated, we have common Magic, common Cerebro, uncommon Red Hulk, common Cerebro, uncommon X-23, common Spider-Man, common Cable, uncommon X-23, common Cable, common Cerebro, common Bishop, rare She-Hulk, common Falcon, common Spider-Man, uncommon Cerebro, common Red Hulk, common Magic, common Red Hulk, common Cable, common Black Panther, common She-Hulk, common X-23, common Cerebro, Cromrin, common Red Hulk, common Psylocke, common Spider-Man, common or uncommon She-Hulk, common Red Hulk, common X-23, rare Psylocke, uncommon Cable, uncommon Psylocke, common Cable, rare Magic, rare Cerebro, common Magic, common X-23, common Cable, common X-23, uncommon Falcon, uncommon Red Hulk, and common Magic. And then the 3 uncommon Wolverine. So let's actually let's count my rares up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rares, 2 super rares. That's my first box, so I'm not sure if that's good or not. I'll take it. I'm happy with the 2 super rares. Yeah, very, very cromulent there, Tondagosa. Of course, it was just because it was common Red Hulk. When you say common Red Hulk over and over again, it becomes cromulent. But pretty cool set so far. Gonna definitely build some squads and like have my friends come over. Maybe not come over, but bring this out and we'll just play it at one of the local game stores. Looks pretty fun. Don't know if I'm gonna be doing another box opening of X-Men. If the Spider-Man boxes go on sale, I'll probably pick one up. Yeah, and here's our super rare. There's our super rare Iron Man. And our super rare Emma Frost. You like this Emma Frost? So whenever she's damaged by a fighting or a fist character, I say fighting because the Pokemon CCG, the fighting symbol is a fist. But when she's damaged by a fist character, redirect the first 1 damage from her to your opponent. So if you take 3 damage from a fighting character, you're taking 2. She's redirecting 1 of them when she gets damaged. She's a 3-5, a 4-6, and a 5-7 for her attack and defense. And Iron Man is a 3-5, a 4-6, and a 5-7. One of them has a burst die. I like that you can also pay a shield to turn something into a villain. So if you have things that say if you don't have villains, you can't do this, turn something into a villain, be good, and it should be good. Oh, jeez. Almost knocked over a whole bottle of water there. But I think that's going to do it for this stream. Remember to follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter at Icewarm. That's ICEWARM. You want to check out my YouTube channel? That is youtube.com/Icewarm. I want to thank the chat room for hanging out tonight, talking Dice Masters, and hopefully I'll be doing maybe one night a week during my schedule. The schedule should be right below. One of those nights will be like a board game night where I'll play board games in either Tabletop Simulator or actually like just demo games on this table. I want to set up maybe like a Tabletop Simulator group. So hopefully anybody that wants to play in Tabletop Simulator, hit me up on Twitter. That's at Icewarm. I again want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Especially want to thank the chat room for hanging out. And I want you guys to have a good night.